Okay, I think we're live. I never quite know if we're live in marathons, but I hope
Well,
you're all
in that
having a great day.
case, hello everyone, and welcome back to Speedrun Ragnarok 2019. I'm Leggy Starscream, and I'm going to be your host for Clock Tower 3.
All right.
Starring, I have no idea how to pronounce your username, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, it's Ecdycis. No one ever gets Ecdycis.
Ecdycis.
Call me Ek. It'll be a lot easier.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, for anyone who's joining in, I'm Ecdycis, and this is Clock Tower 3. If you don't know anything about the Clock Tower series, it is a horror series. And this game is arguably the best because it is extremely campy and it fits Ragnarok pretty well. Anyway, we ready to go? I think so.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll count down. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, I've actually been kind of worried about this game because I've been doing, like, none of the safe strats, but for the marathon, I'm going to be doing all the safe strats. So first things first, the Clock Tower series traditionally before this has been a point-and-click series. So it's very much like the old school ones on the SNES, the PS1. You have a mouse and you can click. This one's fully 3D, and you play as this schoolgirl named Alyssa Hamilton. First off, I just want to mention she's not a very smart character because the entire game could have been avoided if she just didn't come to this mansion. Like, they say it at the very beginning that, hey, don't come to the mansion, and then she immediately disregards the message and comes to the mansion, and the game begins. Anyway, we're going to be getting thrown into the bases of the game. I'm going to be getting an item, which is holy water, and then after that, we can kind of go over the entire system of the game. You can see a bar at the top left that kind of just popped up. That bar is a panic meter, so if I get too panicked later on, that will fill up, and if it fills up all the way, you're gonna watch Alyssa here walk like a duck. All right, I guess run like a duck. Should be said. Also, I just want to say early on, like if you have any donations at any point, like feel free to let me know. I
All
talk
right.
a lot, so
Yeah, no worries. I will definitely pop in. But before we get too deep into things, I just want to remind everyone that Speedrun Ragnarok is raising money for Take This, a mental health nonprofit whose main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. Take This helps people in the gaming community suffering from mental illness by letting them know that they are not alone in their struggles and that there are treatment options out there to help. Take This provides education on mental illness so that friends, family members, and coworkers can be better allies to those who are suffering. Take This reaches out to gaming companies to help them provide healthier and more productive work environments and ensure they have methods in place for helping employees who suffer from mental illness. Take This's motto is HERE, which stands for Hope is Healing, Each Person is Unique, Respect Your Journey, Every Accomplishment is a Victory.
all right. That being said, we've been thrown into World War II. So, Clock Tower 3 has a mechanic where they'll throw you back into different eras of time based on the subordinate. That's what they call the killers, the stalkers in this game. They call them subordinates because I guess it's fancier. But there'll be ghosts around, and we need to save these ghosts. The puzzle here is very simple. You go into the phone booth, you get the ring, and then once you get the ring, you put it on the dead body, and then the ghost disappears. This is one of the few ghosts you actually have to save. It teaches you about spiritual healing, which is a process, how you get rid of ghosts. More importantly, by doing this, I will be allowed to get the first safety item and progression through the game. You can't actually go past anything until you have that. As well, there is a very nice item, a sigil stone. I never grabbed this personally, but for a marathon, I really don't want to choke here. Like, this can absolutely get wrong if I get some bad RNG. So that will allow me to take a hit from death and just survive. I'll make a giant gong sound. Anyway, enjoy the lovely piano. I had to refill my holy water because there's going to be a few sigils I have to break. Now, you see a number at the top left. It's the number 3. That is the amount of holy water throws I have left. You have a certain amount of charges, and those charges are very important because they will allow me to do things such as break sigils, and later on I can also stun enemies with it. So I mentioned that this game gets very campy. I believe my estimate actually does factor in for one of my favorite cutscenes of all time. We will watch that when it comes to it. And it kind of show generally how campy this game can really get. It is definitely an experience you've never seen some of the cutscenes. We'll get to it around the second killer, but the first one is a very creative killer, and definitely not the reason why Sunsoft has gone out of business in making Clock Tower games. For right now, we're going to be going to Norton's Tailor, which is the name of the shop right here. We need to get an invite to go to the concert hall, because Alyssa can't just barge through the front door. She needs an invite. That's actually the story reason. The guard never shows back up again once you get in there. You just need the invite, because Alyssa's that polite, which I guess makes sense. I mean, she listens very well to her mother's instructions not to come home, so she'll listen to the man at the door just kind of stopping her from entering the room. Makes perfect sense, I believe. Anyway, while we're up here as well, we're going to be getting a series of keys. It's the key items in the game. One of the things I love about this game is in other Clock Tower games, you can't actually explore or get any items whenever you are being chased by a killer. This is the only game in any of the series or remakes that lets you do it, which honestly is a great quality of life thing. In terms of if you're wondering what movement play is like, this game is really similar to Fatal Frame, except your protagonist isn't, from a good game. I will continue ragging on this game because I love it. It has a really strange place in my heart where I love terrible games, and I know they're terrible, but I love them anyway. Anyway, time to get introduced to the killer here. He has a very powerful name, a very creative name. You know how they in any other games in the original you had the Scissor Man, you had plenty of other people. This guy is carrying a big sledgehammer, so aptly named, his name is Sledgehammer. They really brought out the creative notebook when they named him.
Oh, dang, I never would have guessed that one.
Right? He's holding a sledgehammer, and he has a sledgehammer. That's his name. He has an actual name as well, but his subordinate name, Sledgehammer. The way damage works in this game, now you can kind of see it, is if he attacks too close to me, I will actually end up taking a bit of panic damage. The closer you get hits, or near a hit, you'll actually get more, which can be bad. Now the invitation, Sledgehammer's me banging on the door. He killed an 8-year-old, and now we have to get revenge for that 8-year-old. To teach him a lesson, I'm going to deal with him in a very happy way. Let's see, we can watch this one right now, I think. He just comes in, and you think that Alyssa would do this for more than once. But she just yeets this chair at him and then takes him out. I'm just saying, though, like, Alyssa right now is like 14. I've never seen a 14-year-old, like, of any kind tackle a grown man holding a sledgehammer so powerfully enough to stun him. So I think that's actually pretty awesome. Going more into this game, there's a hidden element I haven't really touched on yet, and we won't really be touching on until about 20 minutes. Around the 20-minute mark, you'll see why I think this game is so magical, for a lack of a better word. You see Sledgehammer right now is going to be chasing me. He will come back every now and again whenever you escape him like that. In addition, I do need to refill my holy water because, as you can see, I have a 0. These fountains exist throughout the game. All the ones I'm going to are targeted, so I'm making sure I go to specific ones so I can refill them just right. There'll be 3 sigils and 3 usages in the next area. It's not all sigils. I want to say it is... Let me double check. I think it's 2 sigil... No, one sigil, 1 stun, and then the other one is extra. We definitely need all 3, though. It is very nice. And now we're in the concert hall. The concert hall is the major RNG section of this game, and probably my biggest worry in the run. There's a lot that can go wrong in this run, and it all happens in this one level. The reason why is because Sledgehammer can have some rough spawns. Luckily, the checkpoints in this game are pretty generous to me, so even if I mess up, it won't be the end of the world. Anyway, a quick cutscene, there's an 8-year-old girl playing a piano, and Sledgehammer just, like, hits her with the piano, and that's why there's blood all over that. That was a good attack. I didn't take any panic. He won't chase me back here, and I need to do a puzzle. Problem with this game is, I guess, like, one of the base mechanics of the game, is that Alyssa doesn't know answers to puzzles unless she discovers them all by herself. What that means is that there is a note, whenever I pull this up and down, from a guy that's going to be dropping, and I need that note, although I already know the answer. It's 103. However, if Alyssa doesn't know the answer, she can't actually type it in and it won't work. Like, the lock doesn't work unless she's aware it works. It's always been a strange thing when a game does that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I understand it. And it's stuff they continue seeing in the Clock Tower series. Now, RNG, blessed, let's see. That was really good RNG. So Sledgehammer can spawn anywhere in that kind of main red carpet area. And if he does, I end up getting more panic than I want, which isn't very good. You can see he's going to be chasing me around. It's not going to be a big deal. He won't catch me. And the answer again is 103. I always remember it as just 2 up, 1 up, 4 up. It's kind of weird whenever you type in, like, any kind of safe combination in any game ever, because you never actually think about it like, oh, it's like 963. You just think about it like, okay, I go up this many times, go up that many times, go down this much, and it makes more sense that way for some reason. I never understand why, but I know that's how I do it. Anyway, now that we got that key, we can go to the next part of the concert hall, which will be where a lot of the problems can happen. Hopefully I can land the manipulation here. Sledgehammer is going to be hitting us with a jump scare, so warned everybody. But I'm going to be running into the wall here. By doing that, he'll chase after me, and then I can run up the stairs. Ideally, that doesn't give him any time to get a swing, because he'll get stuck on that wall, which he did just right, and I can make it through. By doing that, he can't actually catch me, meaning my panic won't go up. As well, I'll do a nice little skip, so I'm going to be chilling by this locker. I'll wait for Sledgehammer to be right next to me, open it up, and then open up the store. So Sledgehammer can't attack me whenever I'm doing any kind of animation. So while the sigil's breaking, I'll open up the locker, and by doing that, I fully break, so Sledgehammer can't do a thing to me. So it saves me a lot of just safe strats, and it's nice. Right now is probably the part I was most concerned about, and that is going to be because I've glitched this many times, and I definitely don't want to do that right now. Glitching this right now would be very unfortunate. So once we grab the matches from this room, yeah, get nice tuxedo matches. Sledgehammer's going to hit us with another jump scare. Now the problem with this one is that I'll be full panic, barring like pretty much if I get panic one more time, I'll be in panic. And then, maybe. Okay, it didn't happen, thank God. What happens there is you can get stuck inside of Sledgehammer, or you can just get knocked out of the crawling and you go behind him. And it's an immediate, you either have to use the lavender I picked up, or you have to just not get hit. It's very risky. But that was the main hurdle. I'm no longer worried about the run, so we're doing much better right now. Like, I'm very happy for that. While I'm heading to the next section, if you have anything you want to read, feel free to go for it.
We haven't gotten any so if anyone wants to send in some donations, all money is going to the Take This charity. Take This's website, takethis.org, has freely available stories of hope from people who are managing their mental health, as well as articles on mental health issues in the gaming community. Take This has commissioned white papers from clinicians on important industry topics such as overwork and job instability. Their most recent one, State of the Industry 2019, Mental Health in the Game Industry, hopes to start a year-long conversation about creating healthier game development workplaces. Take This travels to different conventions such as PAX, MagFest, and TwitchCon to reach out to the gaming community about mental health issues via informative panels. Take This travels to various conventions as well as the PAX events as well to set up their AFK rooms, professionally staffed, safe and accepting places available for anyone who needs a place to regain their calm. And given that this is a horror game, I'm a little worried about our main character.
She'll be fine. Although right now she's balancing improperly. This is actually RNG, believe it or not. For some reason, the amount of times she'll stumble like this is entirely random. There's no rhyme or reason to it. This is the most RNG section of the game, and nobody knows why it should be. She's stumbling. You think balancing on a balance beam would have like a balance mechanic, but it's just every now and again she'll have that stumble. Generally, 1 to 2 is good, and anything more than 2 is bad. I got 3 on the last one, so go ahead and go to show the RNG. On the upside, right now we're almost done with the concert hall. Right when I'm off this, I'll be one quick dodge on Sledgehammer, and we'll be good to go. Thing to mention, also there's the second one. It always happens like right at the end too, and I never know why. But a thing to mention is that a lot of the subordinates are actually like ethereal apparently, because what I'm going to be able to do is I can kind of just juke them to the left, like so. You kind of just run through him, and it works pretty consistently, and we'll see more of that kind of strategy later on. It's really strange how that works. I'm not entirely sure why. Like, I really wish I could explain some of the intricacies of this game. I can kind of just abuse them to their fullest potential, which is nice. As well, now we have everything, we can leave the concert hall. The main thing we needed was actually pliers. The whole reason you came to the concert hall was to get pliers for the tailor shop, because it had barbed wire on a specific door. Without that, you can't actually do it. The main goal for every single level of the game is to, I guess, absolve the ghost. There is the person that the subordinate has killed, which in this case is the little girl from the beginning who was playing the piano, and we need to actually absolve her of her, I guess, being. She needs to feel better, which is nice. We'll be heading back to the tailor, and then within that, we'll be hitting probably the section that most people think this game gets really weird. Because so far, it's mainly been basic chasing. There's a killer chasing me, the cool music's playing, this giant sledgehammer, we have Alyssa, but we're missing a key element that makes Clock Tower 3 a truly special game. And once we're running away from the tailor shop, we'll have that element. I just need to make it back to that courtyard. These moths, by the way, they got introduced earlier in the run. What they do is if they touch you, you will freeze, which gets really bad later on. There's going to be a specific killer who will not be nice to me, and that will be unfortunate. The killer mechanics as well are going to be different per killer. There are more, I call them killers because I'm used to other Clock Tower games, but there'll be different mechanics for every single one. Sledgehammer's is pretty basic, just run away from him. He's going to do jump scares every now and again, but they're all pretty easily dodged. He's probably the most generic killer in the game, which is a nice thing. He's not too deadly, he's just deadly enough. As well, I'm grabbing a green arrow. That'll be a secret tool that I use later on in the run to help us out. We're also going to be getting the special items to assist us, which are going to be a locket and a note. By having that, I will be able to set the little girl's soul free. And we all want to make sure that she's okay, so she can live on to play beautiful Mozart pizzas? Pieces, my god, I cannot pronounce the word pieces. I almost said pizzas. Mozart pizzas does not sound very pleasant. I don't imagine he could make a pizza. I don't know how he would.
I mean, it just sounds like the classical music themed chain.
You know, that would make more sense. But then, like, I guess you would have to put toppings on it. Which I don't really know what Mozart had for music, so I don't get any actual toppings they can add on to that. But right now we're going to be leaving the tailor, which would be an upside. Because we're going to be hitting the best part of the run, and what everyone knows about Clock Tower 3, arguably. And the biggest genre shift that this game can have. When this game was marketed, it was marketed as a serious horror franchise. This is a spooky game. It's an absolutely, like, nighttime run. It's a spooky game. It fits all the billing for that. However, we're gonna genre shift right about now. So that holy water we got's actually a bit more powerful than you would think. Now, normally I like to play a certain anime song while I play these fights, because it is now time for Judgment. Which is where the Ragnarok theme fits in for Clock Tower 3. I think it's actually a very thematic game for this marathon, which you'll see in a moment. The reason why is because whenever you discover enough, you become something called a Rooter, which is another word for a Sailor Moon ripoff. Every killer has power rankings and victims, and they're sentenced to a certain amount of years. This is their health bar. What's going to happen now is Judgment. I'll be using a magical bow and arrow to kill these guys. We'll be hitting them with light arrows until they die. As well, if I get a 5-chain, I'll be good. Alright, here we go. There's one. So a 5 charge will give me that special bolt, which is going to be required. Normally, Sledgehammer and the final boss get 5 chains. Later on, it'll be 6 chains. I just have to hit him with 5 of these, and then I will have the secret weapon, which makes this really powerful. As you can see, Magical Girl is truly what the horror game is needed. This is what we've been missing all along. And now it is time for the Sailor Moon Spirit Bomb. What she's going to do now is she is going to summon a bolt of lightning or magic from the sky to obliterate Sledgehammer, and he will no longer be alive after this. So here is screams of pain. Screams of pain! Sledgehammer is now dead, and we no longer have to deal with him anymore. Say goodbye to Sledgehammer, everybody. He's now gone. And that was the first boss of the game. By the way, before anyone asks, yes, every single boss in the game will be dealt with spirit bombs. The best way to deal with your enemies is to summon a giant bolt of lightning from the sky and take them out. This only applies if you are a teenage girl, apparently, because the game's canon actually mentions that she's most powerful at 15, and once she turns 20, she no longer has this power. So, if you're a teenage girl, feel free to wield the power of a spirit bomb. As well, we saved the little girl, and then things are better now. We'll now be entering the main mansion, so I'll go back and forth between the mansion and these kind of other worlds. The next one's arguably my favorite one in the game. This is also where I did all my VOD testing. This is where I did the testing earlier to make sure that my stream was working okay, because I never know how the video feed goes when I play this. As well, the subordinates are ripped out of different eras of time, so I think Sledgehammer is ripped out of World War II. The next guy will be a bit more recent, and then everyone in the game has been ripped out of different areas of time. We're going to read a note called the Book of Entities, and the Book of Entities is a weird way of saying that there's something heinous going on. For the upside of the mansion, the main puzzle is to get that note, and the only reason we need the note is to get these winding keys. Now, guys, this is a clock tower game after all. We're going to need a clock tower. Don't worry, there are 2 instances of clock towers and 3 instances of clocks. Or maybe 4. The clocks aren't too important. This game is very loosely a clock tower game. It's literally only a clock tower game by name, which is unfortunate. When you think about it, like, hey, it's Clock Tower 3. Oh, there's 2 clock towers. There's not even 3 clock towers. It was blatant false advertisement. We got Sailor Moon Magical Girl. We did not get any clock tower. For right now, though, I'll be using these winding keys on a mini clock puzzle, and we need to turn the dials. What's going to happen is it's going to be left, left, right, right, right. I just remember it by pushing X a certain amount of times. It's a pretty easy puzzle if you just remember that. If you mess with it too much, it can get very messed up very quick because of the way it moved. It's rather unfortunate. Luckily, there's a reset button right there just in case you mess up, so you are good to go. And we'll be hitting, by far, my favorite, and I think everyone's favorite major enemy of the game, and probably the silliest one. Because the next area is going to be taking place around the 60s. I think it's 63 specifically. I don't actually remember, but we'll see.
Do we have a moment for a quick donation?
Of course.
So we have $20 from Random Hughes, who says, I had no idea there was a 3rd clock tower. Are there multiple endings in this one, like in the first 2? Put this towards Runner's Choice.
Cool. I know I'm going to put it towards that dank Ring all movies. I love The Ring. It's absolutely terrible. But actually, I'll answer that question now that we have a quick moment, because all I'm doing is avoiding some ghosts. There's a lot of cutscenes here. However, this is actually the 4th Clock Tower game in the series, because the series is absolutely messed up in order. None of the games actually originate back in the first 2, which is, you know, what Clock Tower is, and there is one ending in this game, which is, we'll play it out, because the ending is absolutely insane. Of any game's ending, I think this is going to be probably the craziest. But I hope that kind of answers it. Also, how does this relate to the older clock towers? It doesn't. To my knowledge, the only relation is that the main villain's last name is Barros, but it's not even spelled the same. It's actually Burroughs. So it's not even Bobby Barros. It's just sort of related because there's a clock tower involved. That'd be like saying, oh, this is a Silent Hill game because there's fog, when, you know, it's not anything about it. Anyway, this house here has 2 sections, and that is going to be the ghost section and then the subordinate section. It's actually a really neat mechanic that this game has. The ghosts are mad at you, so they're going to grab me. It's actually pretty metal if the ghosts kill you, because they'll snap your spine like a twig. So it's kind of cool. Also, I want to take a brief moment to say thank you for that donation. It's been a lot of love to this marathon. I'm very happy for that. Seems like a very good cause, so thank you all for that. As well, we're going to be going down this ladder. I'm getting, again, a specific key. Once you're down here, there'll be a ghost coming out of one of the walls. It's always hard to see which one. Normally, you don't get grabbed, but we should be good. Hey, that was really lucky. Normally, the ghost spawns down here. I don't even see the ghost. I'm really confused on where it went. I can say right now that's never happened before, but I don't know how many times it's happened during the marathon. I don't know if I'm running out of the allotted marathon. That has never happened before.
No, I think we got a spare stock of those in the back.
Perfect. I'll make sure to use them sparingly. But yeah, that ghost is incredibly kind, which I hope the ghosts in this game stay that way, because there's some ghost spawns that are going to be incredibly important for later. As well, now we can go back to the main mansion. By getting the items we got, we'll be able to get another item, which will allow me to get to the next part of that. As well, if you're wondering why I don't care about my water usages, there's a forced cutscene that gives you full water. So that is why I activated the portal earlier. By the way, I didn't get to talk about portals yet. In this game, there are a few magical portals. The way to activate them and use them is to throw 2 things of holy water on them. It activates it fully, and then you're good to go. Now we're getting our Grandpa Dick's desk key. That is our grandfather. He apparently lives here, and we'll learn more about him later for the story, because it gets even worse the more you think about the story of this game. The best way to think about this story is that the entire game should have been invalidated when Alyssa decided to listen to her mother and not come home. I want to reiterate that. I always like reiterating that, because I have to. Like, it's hard to say that the entire plot of a game can get invalidated by a single decision. I love geeking out over games like, oh, why is the person here? What are they trying to accomplish? And a lot of games make sense, like the original Clock Tower. She's stuck in a mansion, she has to escape. Clock Tower 3, her mom told her, don't come to this mansion, and then she does the exact opposite, dooming herself and everyone she loves. Which is unfortunate. The reason, though, that we needed the desk key is there is a specific item that will be used to, I think, save one of the spirits, and as well, it will allow me to get a puzzle that lets me through the rest of the level. There we go. We also learn more about the whole subordinate thing, which, with a book. The Book of Entities. All you know is that your grandfather was studying something about entities, which is why he has books about them. It is a ritual, which I'll kind of spoon-feed the story of this game as it goes. I don't want to entirely spoil it from the very beginning on how weird and creepy it gets, but keep in mind, if that's any indication, it does get weird and creepy. Here we go, we have a box now. We have a nice library. Pay close attention to this library, because it's special. We get the film. And then we get writing. With this, we're going to teleport back to that painting, because then Alyssa's going to run across the room, and that should be fine. Also, weirdly enough, this game has a time span of 3 days. Like, the entire game is taking place before her 15th birthday, and she just needs to not be home before her 15th birthday. I think it's specifically the day of, but it gets really strange. That being said, right now we're heading back to that portal, because that will allow me to go back to the world that we're talking to. I know I said the word back a lot of times, so don't worry. From here on out, it'll only be progress. No backtracking. The level designs will also be really cool as we come up, and we'll be hitting arguably one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. I don't give him the title, but I do give him the RNG title, just because he is going to be seen for quite a while. The enemies in this game get rather brutal. There's one enemy who's a bit tougher, but we don't see him nearly as often. Here we go, we're going back to the Subordinates world. And luckily, I can also take a shortcut. If you noticed earlier, I exited the main house outside of a different door. By doing that, what I allowed to happen is I can re-enter that door when I come back. So instead of having to go all the way around the house to get to the dead body so I can put the film on it, I can just go to the first door that we see, and that will be much quicker. As well, the holy waters will be very important. I need 3 of the 4. 4 is nice because the sky can get really rough, but we'll see how that goes. As well, here we go, we'll use the film. And that'll purge the ghosts, make them happy. There are 2 ghosts here. One is a woman, one is a man. We satisfied the man's requirement, and now we need to save the old woman. As well, I mentioned I'm playing a specific cutscene. For those of you guys who watch me play this game normally, you know exactly the cutscene I'm showing. For those of you who don't, I hope this really sells the game for you as a legit horror game. Because this is the thing that makes this game probably one of my favorites. This thing coming up right here. As well, if you wonder what the film did, it allowed me to discover that this painting actually had a secret button. And now we could enter the shed. With the shed, we get a flashback. With the flashback, we'll get the best intro ever made. Okay, there we go. So, I would like to introduce you guys to Corroder. Hopefully I play. There it is.
Albert? Are you here, Albert?
Mother, what are you doing?
to tell you that dinner's ready. And I told you that you don't need to be worried about me. Your old mother may have dicky eyes, but she's not on her
It
last
really is
leg.
just such a heartwarming game. It's
You just
beautiful.
concentrate on your work. Anyway, what is it you're making this time? Some new toy that'll have the local kids agog, I bet.
Actually, I've been busy making this.
Albert, what's this?
Winter's coming, and I don't want you catching cold, wandering around
How
outside.
sweet, he's
I'd like you
getting
to make some
his
nice
grandmother a
Is it
shawl.
warm enough?
It's lovely. So
Aww.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh no.
That's enough playing happy families. You make me sick.
This is Corroder. Corroder smacks an old woman.
Wow, rude.
It gets better.
Fine. Better.
You'll see. This is the acid bath. So to give you a definition of how Corroder is, he's about as loony as a subordinate as you see in this cutscene. This cutscene fully describes Corroder, which I hope this sells you on the game as well. So in order to deal with Corroder, we're immediately going to throw holy water on him. You know, like most people, you throw water on someone and then they ignite on fire. I think it's pretty accurate of a lot of conventions I've been to. You throw water on, they immediately combust into fire. As well, we're going to be getting a key. So I hope you all enjoyed Corroder beating up an old woman. We do not want to meet the same fate. By the way, I can never get over just the giant smack that Corroder decides to give an old woman. Like, they're having their sappy, heartfelt moments, and then Corroder just bops in, laughs, and then whack. You have to love it. Now, Corroder's main mechanic is the acid, but as well, he's very jump scary. He'll be hitting me on corners just like that. If I kept running, I would be full panic, and I would be knocked down, which is really bad. However, since I know he's there, I can immediately throw water on him and ignore him. Every time water touches him, he'll be ignited on fire. This is a thing that will happen very consistently. As well, time for the best strategy to build Corroder. I'm going to wait. And then we're going to run through him while he enters the room. Like I mentioned, a lot of the subordinates are ethereal. We'll be doing that a few times, like about once per killer. And now time for the worst part. And by the way, the next words I'm going to say are entirely factual. I need Corroder to not hit me because it's very accurate that Corroder can butt slam me and prevent me from going through the next area. He did not butt slam me, we lucked out. The acid attack is ideal. So the problem is, what Corroder can do is he has an attack where he'll leap and hit you with his butt. I don't know why Corroder has fighting game combos where he slams his butt into you, but he just does, and that's the kind of guy Corroder is. Luckily, we didn't take a lot of damage there, which is nice. But what we're going to do now is we're going to run through this kind of turbine area. Oh my god, it looks like an arena. But we're going to ignore Corroder. The best way of doing so is by throwing the water a bit earlier than you want to. He'll ignite on fire once again.
Corroder for Smash Bros. Ultimate.
I mean, Corroder is the average Smash. Oh, that is bad luck. Luckily, I don't have a lot of panic. I forgot to grab that ghost. I think he must be kind to me. Corroder does remind me of some of the Smash community in a way. I mean, you can probably take a wild guess which part I'm alluding to.
Well, if I had to guess, I can think of several.
Well, I'll leave it up to the imagination, but anyone who knows me knows the exact part I'm thinking about. Anyway, this puzzle right here, go to the furthest one every time. That's all you have to do. If you go to any other one, the boards will break, and then you'll fall, and then you have to do it all over again. But however, we get the shawl. Like I mentioned earlier, the pocket watch allowed us to save the little girl. The shawl will allow us to save the old woman. who got brutally smacked by Corroder. This is also the section you may normally throw the water at Corroder. However, it's never that big of a deal. He's usually pretty kind about it. So I'm going to just assume Corroder's be nice here. I am on full panic, though, so I will have to be careful. Luckily, I do have a Sigil Stone just in case. Likely won't need it, but just in case. Oh yeah, this is perfect. We're doing really good. By the way, you guys ready for Sailor Moon time? It is about that time to teach Corroder a lesson for beating up old ladies. Corroder should not be beating up old women. That should not be the thing that's happening here.
Have to say I agree.
Same. Honestly, same. However, going back to Corroder, he is actually the toughest boss fight in the game. The reason why is because if you haven't noticed about the aiming with bow and arrow, you can't aim it. If you pick a direction, you're stuck in it. 1, 2, 3, 4. As well, I need 6 or Corroder. See? Alright, got the first one. Let's see if we keep going. Bad luck is saying there she is. We don't want that. Like that. Oh wow, perfect fight. I got the 3 hit on him. That is actually really clutch. I might need to get a second Spirit Bomb on him. Ideally, I won't. I want him with a lot of damage next. But this is a pretty brutal Spirit Bomb. Now, to continue why Corroder is such a pain, what he can do is he can actually sidestep my arrow hits, entirely invalidating that entire charge. So I still need him with the power of the moon a few times. Again, I want to hit 6 shots. That was a 5 shot. It's fine. Let's back it just a little bit. Oh. Close. Alright, this is good. Oh, that's bad. I need to run away. You can kind of see why Corroder's not a very good guy. He'll pick the most oh, I'm hitting him with 2 Spirit Bombs. Like, well, he's dead, but this is the most overkill possible I could have done. I mean, if this was casual, this would have been a perfect fight. However, I'm actually losing time because I hit him with 2, not 1 Moon Spirit Bomb, but 2 Moon Spirit Bombs. I hope you enjoy the animation I'm giving off. It's the sheer power of Sailor Moon. Very frequently, I play the Sailor Moon theme song during these fights on my own time when I play this game as speedruns because it's fun to take away. Although the music in this game is really cool. So if you want to add into the experience on your own end, whenever you hit one of these boss fights, feel free just to play the Sailor Moon theme song, and then you're good to go.
If someone donates $10, I will sing the Sailor Moon theme song.
Feel free to go for it. If you get it, feel free to go for it. I don't know how long it is. Preferably a snippet, though.
I've got a section I'd go for.
Perfect. That works for me. We'll do the section if someone donates $10. And if you want to time it for Sailor Moon fights, feel free to go ahead. I very frequently have to be quiet during those anyway. The main reason why is if you hear me counting during those, I'm counting the amount of charges each arrow has. Like I mentioned, Corroder actually needs a 6 charge, while Sledgehammer and the last boss only need 5 charges, which is going to make the run a bit tougher. The next guy is actually the toughest guy in the game in a casual setting, and as a chaser, he's pretty damn tough. It's definitely a difficulty increased. As well, this is one of the 2 showings of the clock tower that I skipped the cutscene of, so you won't even see it. But now we're in the sewer tower. The sewer tower is a section that you absolutely need to remember the layout of. This is where a lot of people who start this game off or play this game casually absolutely mess up because of the elevator system. It's a short map, but it has 3 floors. And or I guess 4 floors technically. But getting confused with these floors can be the meaning of life and death here, which is a problem. Here we go. And as well, we're going to be introduced to probably one of my favorite subordinates. Not my favorite, but one of the favorite. Like, he's definitely top 3 in this game for me. You know, of 5. So the exact midpoint. But after I get this key, we'll be introduced to him, and this guy is going to be my favorite dialogue guy, barring maybe one of the next one, because he'll say a certain line depending on how I play, and that line is gonna be "nice trick." do me a favor and count the amount of nice tricks. This is Chopper. When he has his axes, and he goes chop. He also has a lot of tattoos. He's also simultaneously the oldest and youngest subordinate in the game.
Nice
There he
trick.
goes. He already said it. I mentioned he would say nice trick, and he's already gave me one. It's very frequent that he uses a certain item. Chopper will say nice trick, like, infinitely. He'll never stop saying it. Also, can we just take a moment and enjoy Chopper's theme song? Once we get out of the elevator, you'll see him in a moment here. He probably has the greatest song in the entire game. It is absolutely a banger. It slaps. It is a jam. It is whatever words you want to throw in there. As well, I'm going to play it a bit safe right now. I don't want to lose the run later, so I'm grabbing this invisible band. Why did I say water? I'm used to other games. But invisibility band. There it is. And there's the song. So the way this is going to work is that I need a few items for every floor in order to get the power working once again. As well, Chopper will turn into a giant tornado whenever I hit him with water. The thing is, I don't want to get hit by him because he's pretty deadly, and I want to make sure I'm hitting him each time. There we go. After this, I'll go back to the 3rd floor, so I have to be careful when I do that. It is very specific. The order is going to be reflective of getting the power back on to the best of its abilities. Chopper will come out every about midpoint, and he can get pretty close to us, which I have to be careful on. There's risky strats and safe strats. I think he might actually go for a hit right now, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to run back a little bit. Fill the water. It pauses him just a bit, gives me a bit more leeway on my throw, and it's nice. I may need every water throw in Chopper, I may not, depending on what I need, actually defines how I play the next area. As well, most important part, select B3. Losing time in this section is absolutely a possibility if you choose the wrong elevator. I did that during a world record attempt, and I lost world record solely because I selected the wrong elevator, which made me very sad about this, actually. But right now, we're going to be doing a puzzle. The layout's immediately to the right of us, but it's always the same. I don't know why she knows this one, but not the other one. It's pretty much go, like, one to the left every time. Which is strange. There you go. Also, I don't know if it bleeds into my microphone, but there's a fire truck down the street from my house, and I can hear it. So I hope it's not bleeding in. If so, I do apologize. As well, where's Chopper at? There he is. Good RNG. I predicted him. He showed up pretty late, which is nice. He can show up anywhere from, like, the moment I get to the first stairs to, like, the end of that hallway, which is unfortunate. As well, now I'll have scripted Chopper once he uses crowbar, and we're going to have the hardest puzzle in this entire game. Alright, so there's going to be a dead body down here. I need to find the thing that solves this dead body. Where can I find it, guys? I'm not sure. Hey, look, glasses! Spectacles. My apologies. It's not glasses. It's spectacles. Hey, look! I solved the puzzle. It was embarrassing right next to it. I don't know how he padded that. I don't know why they padded the length of that puzzle. Like, they could have put the spectacles anywhere else and it would have had the same impact, but it's right next to the guy. And you actually get something that's entirely needed. As well, you learn about Chopper's next mechanic, which is throwing axes. So not only can he swing his axes, he can throw his axes. Now, that seems deadly, but in most cases, that's actually ideal because it'll create distance between me and Chopper, which will become invaluable for the next level. As well, you saw I grabbed some items. I will need more of those as we go on. Right now, I'll be hitting a spawn of Chopper, which can either be good luck or really bad luck. If he spawns behind me, that's great. If he spawns in front of me, that's bad. I need to be very careful if he spawns in front of me, because if he does that, then I'll have to throw water, because he'll absolutely get a free swing on me. So I do need to be careful right now. Alright, let's see. He's behind me. Forgive me. Alright, that was good luck. Right? Marathon luck is surprisingly good. Normally it's the opposite. The reason why this is good is because I don't have to throw two waters. Meaning I'll have a safety water if he catches up to me in the final hallway. We're almost done with this section, so that's good. We'll be showing up right about now. There he is. Toss the water. He'll turn into a giant tornado. And there we go. We're almost done with the sewer tower. And the sewer tower has a boss fight at the end of it, like most levels do. However, there's something a bit more unique. So story-wise, Chopper's the strongest subordinate in the game. There he is right now, by the way. We had to fight Chopper twice, believe it or not. He won't chase me once I'm inside this room, by the way, so we're safe. And I will need more holy water, but he's gone now. Certain rooms in the game are just considered safe rooms, so that's a good thing. We got our holy water refilled, which I'll need later. I'll be hitting the most RNG-intensive area of the run, I would argue, even more so than the concert hall. The concert hall can get messed up a lot, but it's not... Like, you can manipulate it to be slower. The next section, I can't really manipulate. I kind of have to pray to some kind of deity that Chopper behaves, which is never the case. And I'm here crying baby, which will probably be me in about, I don't know, 15 minutes when Chopper decides to kill me. But for right now, I'll be having the Chopper fight. The way this is going to work is I need a single Spirit Bomb and I win. That's all you need. What the Spirit Bomb will do is it will bring you to the next area, which will be Chopper's Realm, the Graveyard. Enjoy the Sailor Moon area once again. Chopper will be a 6-star killer. He has 920 years. If you're wondering how I'm skipping that, I'm pushing triangle. RNG bless. Bad RNG. 3. Better. Getting him stuck once is ideal. You can't hit me if he's stuck once. And now I can start getting him trapped. Come back here. Thank you. He's also trying to sidestep me pretty bad.
You can't get away.
Go, more. The tethers are the best things that happens with this, just because they won't get too close to you. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't thrown an axe yet, but that's fine with me. And that's the fight. Good fight.
Yay!
Yes.
We also have another donation.
Is it the $10 donation?
It is a $25 donation.
Ooh.
And all the comment says is Loom.
Loom?
Yeah,
That was the last game, right? Or 2 games ago, I think.
I think so, but like there are a lot of O's, and I felt it was worth reading dramatically.
It is. Thank you for the $25. And it's very, very much appreciated towards the marathon. I don't know if that warrants it, but I guess leave it up to the donators pretty much if they want to count it. I'm fine with it. Right now we have a pretty dull section. I'm going to be hitting the first 2 puzzles here, the Mausoleum and the Graveyard. The Mausoleum is boring because you have to avoid 3 ghosts that are RNG. They're never kind to me. You'll hear me complain if they're kind. If you would like to go for the scene, go for it. If not, I can complain about these ghosts. I'll complain about these ghosts. At the moment, anyway. So, this ghost is actually good, but as you can see, there's RNG spawns on these ghosts. I need to interact with all of them twice. Possibly more. And I got bad RNG apparently, because I didn't realize she grabbed me, which is super unfortunate. That will happen, and they take over half your health, which is bad. Now, the problem is, all 3 of them can do that, and they can have bad spawns. My only defense is the holy water, which I'm not even going to risk it. I'm going to grab extra holy water right now. I'd really rather not have to deal with that, in all honesty. And you need the crest. You can only hold 1 crest at a time, so we're going to have a very particular order. The music's also going to be this weird kind of, like, Thurman? It's a Thurman, right? That was almost a good spawn, turned into a bad spawn. It's really unfortunate, because by the time I get back into that hallway, she doesn't come again. So that was 2 waters in order to get 1 ghost. 2 waters for 1 ghost is really bad. However, it does warrant my decision of using the water earlier. Also, clutch. I read that ghost like a book, because these ghosts are too predictable. They hate me. They absolutely hate me right now, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, a quick shout out to Kyo's Little Monster. Thank you so much for the raid.
Cool. Thank you. I'm gonna throw the water out and trust it. This has also been the absolute worst RNG I have noticed for these ghosts ever. That ghost didn't even let me get it. The third one, the last time you go to them, it's free because you only have to put it in. So even if it's like risky, like the first one was, you have a bit of leeway that you can just eliminate the ghost. However, it was spawned in front of the tomb. As well, we have another one I'm throwing water at, and she's probably going to come back around and go for it once again. I hope not, but we'll see. I will absolutely say, though, Marathon Luck. This is definitely an example of Marathon Luck at its finest. Well, I threw the water, too. Wow, it didn't count my water. Thank you, game. This is absolutely going to be the worst part of the game, as you can see, because there's nothing you can really do to manipulate the ghost. You can just kind of pray to God that it works. I'm also going to grab more water. I do not trust the way the game's been going right now. I have 2 more ghosts to interact with, and they've been really bad. But I will be able to eliminate these ghosts now. If you're wondering who these ghosts are, Rooters. They're, I guess, your ancestors? Also, good prediction, because this ghost literally spawned in front of me. The worst spot that ghost could have spawned. If I get the last ghost good, like, that deserves clapping to some extent. That deserves some kind of hype. But we will see. I don't have a good feeling about it, given that all the other ghosts have not been nearly as kind. Or, I should say, kind at all. Since the beginning, I think I had, like, 1 good ghost, and then they all kind of just decided to glue together to make this run brutal for the RNG. I'm activating the portal now because I'll need to do it later anyway. I'm going to bank that I might not need to worry about this, but we'll see. I have 2 waters. I'm not going to refill yet. I'll just throw it because I have a deep feeling I'm going to get a bad spawn. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so that was out of, let's see. Out of 6 spawns, I had 6 bad. That is brutal. Anyway, though, we're now done with the mausoleum. We no longer have to care about this area. It is probably the worst part of the speedrun, so I'm very happy that that is over with and done. We can go now to a better part, which will be Chopper, round 2. Chopper's gonna be back, guys, don't you worry. And this time, he is going to be much deadlier, and he will be escorting us through a puzzle, which is a pretty cool one. On the upside now, I grabbed the holy water from earlier, which I need 5 going into the next area. It's going to be a bit of a risk, but we'll see how this goes. And there's Mausoleum. We're now done with it. Thank God. I am very happy that that's done with. And you can see the portal is now gone, meaning we've cleared the area. I pick up kind of a crest that's going to be used on the statues, which will allow me to go underground, and then it'll give me the special weapon to fight Chopper. All this is designed so powerful enough to fight Chopper. Lore-wise, what's happened is you're still being chased by somebody. You don't quite know who yet. But Chopper has been sent to kill you, because he kills all rooters, because he's very powerful. Chopper hates Sailor Moon, guys. That's who Chopper is. He really doesn't like the Sailor Moon series, or franchise. He absolutely detests it, unfortunately. So Chopper's a bad guy, as you can see.
Luckily,
Luckily,
we can fight him off for $10 with the Sailor Moon theme.
We could, but as you noticed, I activated the portal early. The reason for this is because I need that portal to be active immediately. I don't have time to wait, because it's Chopper time. So with Chopper this time, I don't have any access to holy water. I have 1. I need it for a puzzle. The throw is normally really good, unless butterflies interact with me. I got double butterflied, by the way, which is incredibly unfortunate. Luckily, he threw the axe the second time. So the puzzle is there are 3 lions with 3 different eyes. I need to pay attention to the amount of eyes the lions have. The answer is 1, 2, 3. Throw. Please throw, Chopper. I have 2 rings for a reason. Also, 2 lavenders. We'll use lavender first. Wrong way. You can see he's really just gunning to be hit. Luckily, what I can do is I can make this so much safer by using this ability band. All the things I grabbed were for this exact section. How many do we get? I got 1. Oh, he's not spamming it. Cool. Once you do that in front of him, he'll say nice trick like 6 times in a row sometimes. Anyway, with the 3 lines, we are all good to go. Hopefully he doesn't come down here. Sweet, we're good. Because that holy water actually has auto-aim. Why is that a problem? Because with auto aim, what will happen is that you'll aim to Chopper, and then you have to go to the shed to get more water, which takes a long time. And now I need to be blessed. Please throw something, Chopper. Don't swing. I said don't. Oh god, he's going for it. Please throw, Chopper. Thank you, he finally threw. Wait, that one can hit me. Alright, we're good. We're home free. That was actually a decent Chopper section. I mean, for a marathon anyway, because I got the 2 safety items. If that was a world record run, I would have killed that almost immediately. Chopper was absolutely brutal there. Ideally, what you want is to use 1 lavender there. The lavender reduces the amount of panic I had, which is the first item I used. The invisibility ring, I'm supposed to only grab 1 of those, which I'm happy I grabbed 2, because I do not trust Chopper in the slightest, as you can see. And I was right not to trust him. He's a bad man. Because I hate Sailor Moon.
Speaking of Sailor Moon, is now a good time for a donation.
Go for it.
Because we have $10 from Bullet Jill with the comment, "Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight. Here's $10 to hear the rest from Leggy." So, here we go. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. She will never turn her back on a friend. She is always there to defend. She is the one on whom we depend. She is the one named Sailor Moon. Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you for the $10. And that should prep us for the next Sailor Moon fight, which is happening very soon, in fact. Because now we have the magical arrow. The whole journey down to the graveyard. Basement, or I guess chasm here, was to get this old Rooter arrow. That will allow us to defeat Chopper, and as well, me grabbing a red arrow. I've been mentioning a lot of these arrows. If you've been wondering, the arrows are used to power up the bow and arrow, as you can see. I'm not using any of them because I want to use them all later. There'll be certain boss fights in the game that become very trivial because I have those arrows, which we'll see. Meaning the early game boss fights will actually be tougher because I won't have access to the arrows, while the late game boss fights will be easier because I do have access to the arrows. Unfortunately, I haven't practiced the final boss in a while, but hopefully I remember it well. At the very least, it should only take me... I mean, it shouldn't be that bad. But now we're getting ready for the fight, and here is the Chopper fight. So the Chopper fight's going to be a bit different than the previous run. He's not going to be RNG, actually. He's very well done. However, I do need to be careful. He's going to have about 3 blocks, 3 swings, and then he'll throw an axe. I need to counter the axe, and we'll see. We can't do another $10 donation for that, though. We have to up the ante. We got to up the ante for songs. Anyway, here is Chopper. Round 2. He has the same amount of victims, and he has sentenced 2 at the same amount of years. Pretty much, you couldn't fight him the first time, so now we can. And 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep reflecting him and baiting his attacks. I want him to run really far away. Fine. He's going to do it right now, I think. Nope. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Thank you. He finally did it now. Okay, now that I hit him with that, I can hit him with the 6-shot arrows, which is going to be much nicer. The fight's really easy once you hit him. My god, Chopper. He's not cooperating. Now he is. As you can see, I'm also timing it so I'm hitting the arrow each time. Each time. And time for a Sailor Moon Bomb. The fights are pretty straightforward with Chopper. You just need to make sure that you are hitting him consistently like that. Getting the actual hit takes no time for the reflection. You can't actually bind him until that comes up. Even if you manage to get the full shot, it won't do anything to him. If I hit him with a 6-shot right now, though, we'll be good to go. Got him. Okay, we can just shoot him down now. going. And Chopper's dead. Good fight. That was a pretty good fight for the most part, I would say. During these fights, you only have the option of the bow and arrow. You can't really do anything else. You can't aim. You can't even aim the bow and arrow. That's the favorite part. You can't aim it. So whenever I'm committing to a shot, I'm praying to God that hits. I really wish the one thing you can do is turn the arrow. That's too advanced for Clock Tower 3. This game came out in 2003. But now we'll be hitting the next area of the game, which will be the hospital. Next subordinates are thematically the coolest. We also have Budget Ron Weasley here, so enjoy him for a brief moment. He'll be here again for a nil cutscene, and he's absolutely silly. Look at that running animation. He's just jogging at a brisk pace. And now they're going to capture Budget Ron Weasley, and now like a true Harry Potter stan, we have to get him back. I mean, if we don't, who else would save Budget Ron Weasley? I mean, do we want to? I guess we have to for the story, but he's required. Anyway, the main goal of the hospital and to save Budget Ron Weasley is to grab 3 keys, the A, B, and C keys. They're very important. 2 of them are going to be in the kind of the spirit world, and sort of, it's weird to describe. So one of them was down there. The next one is in I need to get it. I have to do a puzzle in the spirit world, and then the third one's in the spirit world. So they kind of divided the keys perfectly evenly. Now, I'm going to immediately do the puzzle so I can have it. I need a device to go through the mirrors because there's 2 enemies I have to deal with. In our real world, we will have Ralph, who will be introduced to very soon. In the other world, we will have Jemima. Before anyone asks, yes, the next enemies' names are Ralph and Jemima. Yes, that is Jemima, like the pancake mix. I always wonder if she's just going to whip out pancake batter and try beating me with it, but that never seems to be the case, because we're going to have a better weapon than pancake mix. We're going to have giant pairs of scissors, and 2 of them. These are the Scissor Twins, Ralph and Jemima. So her full title is Scissor Woman Jemima, and she has a very fun theme song. Jemima is much easier to deal with than Ralph. Ralph is the deadliest enemy in the game. Jemima is one of the easiest, and she is going to say snippity snap very often. Feel free to count it. There it is. 1 more.
Snippety snap.
Right, we're at 2. 3. Let's see how many we get. We'll see what I get more of after this bond. They get more followers, they get more donations, they get more snippety snaps.
Snippety snap.
I think she's at 4 now. If you're wondering why she's not a problem, she attacks very slow. So even though she'll charge up an attack, she can't actually land it. 5. And this is just in the one area we've seen her. 6. We're at 6 snippety snaps, my god. See you, Drama. And again, we're just gonna juke past her every time. She's very slow. Is that 7? I could have sworn I heard 7. Hopefully someone was counting. I heard at least 6. I know that one. I know it's 6. But we won't see Jemima again until the next level. For right now, we're doing really good. Ralph's gonna be in this room. Luckily, we juke him. And now that we got the sigil removed, I can grab the final key. As well, having 4 waters right now is insanely good. If I have 2 going in the next area, I might be able to... Oh, yeah, there we go. I'm going to refill my water just in case. I'm not going to play it risky, although I have the means to right now. I certainly have the means to play it risky, but I'm not going to. Go. We crawl underneath. We're done with that. Like I mentioned, I really wish, this is the one section that really has cooperated with me. I'm not sure why. I'm not going to risk it. I really wish I would, but we've already played some cutscenes, so it wouldn't even be competitive. But that was really good. I'm kind of shocked that worked so well. Normally, the hospital does not work nearly that well. And we're hitting the final levels of the game. The mansion, or the castle, I should say. So the castle will have Jemima in different wings. The west wing, you'll have Ralph. East wing, you'll have Jemima. Jemima is infinitely easier to deal with, and will be most of what we're doing. There will be one room with Ralph, and that room is one of the deadliest rooms in the game. Because Ralph is one of the few people in the game who can infinite combo you. Yeah, you can get infinite comboed in a horror game of all things. He's also the fastest enemy in the game. Both in attacks and in movement. Oh god, I missed. That's bad. Playing nice and safe. I only need one holy water and it's fine. I just have to make sure I don't push any buttons to remove that. I used a bit too many there because I missed the first one, so that's fine. Okay. Hopefully we can have some blessings for us right now. The hardest room in the game is going to be behind this door. Also, look at the funky statues of Ralph and Jemima that are just chilling all over the place. So the reason why I need blessings is because once I get to the top of this, Ralph will be bolting towards me immediately. Here he is. Luckily for me, I grabbed an invisibility ring. So, he will leave me alone ideally.
Come on, Alyssa!
You'll be hearing "Come on, Alyssa" quite a lot, as you can see. You need this memo because there are going to be bars later, which I absolutely need to break open. Is he going to follow me? Let's see. He did not follow me. That's good RNG. Okay, thank you, chat, for blessing.
Come on, Alyssa!
And we're now done with Ralph, and we'll never have to see him again until his boss fight, because you know he's going to have one later on. And we get to deal with Jemima for the rest of the time. I do need one water on Jemima, because there is a strategy you could run past her. However, the best strategy for Jemima will be just use Holy Water on her. It will be much safer and easier. As well, I have a lot of repellent arrows. I have all I'll need for most of the game, and I should not need any after that. Once you go up, we're going to have the worst animation in the game if you guys are ready for this. I know I am. So, she's going to shimmy across this wall. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Let me know if you notice anything off about the way she's going to be shimmying on this wall. I'm just going to preempt this. Alyssa is the strongest 14-year-old I've ever met. Seen. I don't look at a lot of 14-year-olds to make my results are skewed, but she is doing a squat off the side of a building while shimmying. Like, she has legs of steel, and I'm not sure how. I don't quite understand how she's that powerful. I guess she doesn't skip leg day, but, I mean, how many leg days could she have, like, done? It really makes you think on how she's managed to do this. Anyway, this ghost is also just going to be chilling. The ghost doesn't do anything. I mean, it's never killed me. It's never really gunned for me. Oh, never mind. The ghost is just gunned for me. Well, hey, that's my second. That's never happened. But that ghost shouldn't try killing me when I get to the other side. Hopefully it stays that way. I just ate my words right there. Hopefully I don't do it again. Hopefully. Okay, we're safe. We can move the bars. We can go down. And now comes the cool puzzle. Hey, look, a crest. Hey, look, a shovel. And then, while putting that in there, she goes to return the shovel to the abandoned mansion's place, so the next person who gets here can use it. As well, that is why I wanted the holy water. Panic, and any damage. It's very nice. And now Jemima's section will be a bit safer right now. I'm also going to be getting more water because I will need it. Jemima's incredibly predictable, luckily. She's really deadly if you don't know what you're doing. Luckily, I know how to predict her because I've speedrun this a few times. Speedrun. Whatever the definitive title is. Someone's decided it. I don't know. Maybe some kind of Congress of speedrunning people has decided the appropriate speed rant. There we go. We're calling it speedrunt. Speed rant. Speedrun. There we go. We got it. Speedrun. 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 Go for it.
I definitely like Spedrans.
Spedrand?
Yeah. Also, thank you to Skull Kitty for the $3 donation.
Thank you very much. Speaking of Speedran, Alyssa's going to be throwing water right now. Oh, I actually got.
Slice and dice.
Luckily, I didn't take much panic off that than I already did. But I need to throw the water because that jump scare always happens. I threw it just a bit too late, but that's fine. The next one we should be fine though, because my panic's not all that high, which is good. Also, I'm glad that we figured out the definition of Speedrun. Oh my god, it's on me again. We'll call it jog. There we go. We sped jogged. Entirely changed the definition for us.
Also, with that donation, we are only $20 away from the 3-heart challenge for Link's Awakening, which
Ooh.
is also already a reverse boss order run. So,
Pretty high. We'll see if we can get it by the end of the night. There's Jemima. We're gonna run through one more time. She keeps just trying to hand us pancake mix, and we don't want pancake mix. With that, we can almost say goodbye to Jemima. She'll have one more scare, but don't worry, it's pretty much absolutely useless. We put in the end crest. And with that, the crests are done, the portrait's open, and we can run through. Hey, look, it's Jemima! Hey, look, Jemima's gone, because a simple door has avoided her. And Jemima won't be back until the end of the, until our boss fight. And now we're hitting one of the riskiest rooms in the game. I've been able to do this oh my god, she's still following me. Not for long, because now I'm locked in this room. Also, considering I'm probably good on time, I'm going to show off another cutscene that I think is downright silly. And I hope you all enjoy it, too. I think my estimate should factor in both of these. Because I normally been getting like 122s, 119s. It's like I've been doing really well. This is probably looking to be just as well, even with all the mishaps. This probably be like a 122, I think. Before the cutscene with Corroder. So I can show off one more, I think. And that should be within the estimate, I'm assuming. Because we are nearing the end of the run puzzle-wise. There we go. As well, you need to look at the projector before you can continue. And now we can do the best puzzle in the game. I picked up the D crest, and now I can immediately use the D crest. It's only rivaled by the spectacles puzzle from earlier, where you immediately found the glasses. Now, I'm going to have to YOLO this at some point. The knight's armors are now activated. It is an instant kill if you get swiped. The method I'll be doing is very precise, and I'm going to YOLO it. I have a pretty generous continue, luckily. But the puzzle is two-part. You need to actually open up the gate, so when you open up the big walls, you can run through it straight forward. If you don't open up this gate, you can't actually run through it. Now, the other thing is the thing to lower or raise the walls will be behind the knights. We're going to YOLO it. Boom! That's one yellow. We're good. We have to do that twice. Both times are sketchy as crazy to me. It's a very sketchy area, which always freaks me out. There's one. And I'm going to show off this cutscene just, it's similar to the Corroder one. That's the best way I can put it. It's very similar to the Corroder one. If you're wondering why you also kind of can't just do this one first, this is a timed puzzle. So when you do this, you only have a certain amount of time to get past walls before they drop again. And here's the cutscene I was talking about. I hope you enjoy it. I'll do a little bit of commentary to explain it, but just watch it at face value. They strap Ron Weasley to the table, he's moving, and they have a giant axe. Just keep that in mind. I like the little windmills they put on there. It's a nice touch. Don't worry, he'll be safe. Oh no. Don't worry, chat. That wasn't Ron Weasley. Or was it?
Welcome, Alyssa. That was just a dress rehearsal. Now let the show begin. Lights, camera, action!
So that wasn't the real Ron Weasley. That was the decoy Ron Weasley. Because they decided to build a working model of Ron Weasley that screams and moves on the table as a dress rehearsal to kill it later on.
Anything! Anything!
He talked. He screamed.
Give us your beating heart, or else Dennis is going
I'm
to
more
be
impressed by that than anything else.
Listen, forget about me!
I mean, I'm impressed by the $5 donation we just got from Quartos, bringing us down to $15 away from Link's Awakening.
Alright, about 15 more. And then from there forward, she just falls to the ground. I hope you enjoyed the budget Ron Weasley and the decoy budget Ron Weasley. Can you imagine having, like, it's like this is the equivalent of having a decoy for the decoy. Anyway, that library from the beginning of the game is actually your grandfather's room. Surprise, your grandfather has something to do with scissor people chasing you and all the killers that have been chasing you. I wonder what it could mean. Why does your grandfather want your still beating heart? Only the world may know. We'll find out in about like 5 minutes. Also, so I don't know if Chad mentioned this, there's actually motion capture for these characters. Like, that exists. And there's a cutscene earlier on where, like, he's skittering around like a bug, and it's hilarious to watch. Also, let's hope the YOLO works one more time, because I do need to land that again. This part of the run absolutely scares me. So let's see if I land it. And let's go. Got it. That part, it doesn't look that terrifying, but believe me when I say it, like, there's very little room for leeway. I need to start moving instantly. I can't hang up at all. Which could happen. And I can't lie when I'm saying this as well. A single hit in that room will kill you. Many runners in this game die there, and it loses the entire run because you lose a chunk of time. As well, hope you're all ready once again for a Sailor Moon boss fight. We are going to have 3 in quick succession. Remember when I mentioned I grabbed special arrows earlier in the run for the express purposes of using them during later boss fights? So Jemima is the easiest boss fight in the game by far. I want to show you how tough she is. The answer, not very. I'm going to be using the green arrows I got. They are 2-part. Also, she has the wackiest song in the game. Like, this only plays once. It doesn't even continue to Ralph. It just plays for Jemima. Anyway, here's the fight. 1. 2. Jemima's dead. That song is over. Hope you enjoyed it. Jemima's dead. Pancakes are no more. This is a waffle stream now. And now we have Ralph. So their health is going to be lower than Chopper's, however there's 2 of them. You have to fight them in succession. So Scissorman Ralph is actually a tough fight. Ooh, hold on. Swing, thank you. I hit him with the reversal, baby. Look at that. Yaha is the worst thing to it, by the way. That's a ranged attack. Ring. It's also bad, but 6 shots to do it. If he makes a sound, I want to hit him. And we got a Spirit Bomb. That was quick. That was a good fight. He's still not going to be dead just yet, but this has been really spectacular right now. He'll continue getting really close to you. The fact that I was able to hit him from behind was really nice. As well, that stun period should help me get the next attacks off. Oh god, run into me, run into me. Come on. Yeah, it counts. I love when the enemies try taunting you and it doesn't work. Alright, I hit him. Our best way of doing the Yaha is wait and see how he's moving. Oh god, he's juking me. There we go. Run into this. Come on. Good. Almost done. 1 more. And he's dead. Alright, Ralph is dead. Perfect fight. A little bit on the long side of the end there, but that's fine. And now we get to hit the end game. So, you still have to deal with your grandfather. Oh, big surprise! The final boss of the game is your grandfather. Which, going back to why Clock Tower 3's story is stupid. So, at the beginning of the game, Alyssa fully trusts her grandfather and asks her grandfather, hey, where did my mom go? The grandfather lured Alyssa here by threatening her mom. Which one is the most stupid plan in the world because mom told Alyssa don't come here at all. But she did it anyway. But the grandpa's arguably worse because all grandpa had to do was like, hey honey, let's wait from these horrible sledge-handing killers and celebrate your 15th birthday with a cupcake. Saying that exact thing would have nullified the grandfather's side of the game, so it only gets worse because he gets really crazy. And there's no explanation as to why. Also, enjoy it. The only instance of a clock tower in this game. It was a clock tower game after all. I know we haven't showed it yet. But here's the clock tower. We need to crawl through the gears. It's the big fight coming up. And this fight is the most, wacky fight of the game. Because this is the casual killer. Whenever anyone ever plays this game, nobody ever beats this boss fight. The reason why is because it is insanely difficult for whatever reason. There's no reason this boss fight should be so difficult, but it is. As a speedrun, it's a bit easier because of strategy. But just because I cheese the fight doesn't mean it's not going to be a hard fight. Here it is, the Clock Tower. This game is Clock Tower 3 after. So this is actually the third clock tower to ever exist. I mean, that lie is the story of this game and how it relates to the original clock tower, the actual reasoning, so. It's a clock tower, guys. There you go. It is a clock tower game now. Remember, if you want to make your game a clock tower game, just put a clock tower in it. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is a clock tower game. I'm pretty sure clock tower came out. By the same logic, it works. And if I'm wrong, then I'd be surprised. I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm entirely accurate about that one.
Yeah, no, that logic definitely checks out.
Right? Any game that's
Also,
a clock tower is a clock tower game.
Do we have a moment for a quick donation?
Of course.
So we have $3, not hours, clocks, time. What can I say? $3 from Lunacy, who says, Lost Sphere is a strange way of spelling lost spheroid, with the donation going towards one of the naming bid wars. So thank you so much.
It is now time for Lord Bordos. This is your Grandpa Dick and Lord Bordos merged together. This is the final boss. He's Cervantes, he's Captain Front, he's a many things. He's also going to eat our beating heart and form the ritual engagement, which is creepy. Enjoy hearing Blaha for the next however long. You'll be hearing this a lot. The strategy is every Blaha, get a 5-shot on him. 1, 2, 3. This works for every single one. You're gonna be hearing Blaha a lot. One more, hold on. 1, 2, 3. It dropped, that's fine. There's 1. This is okay. Sometimes he's dropping, that's fine. It's unfortunate, but these things do happen. I have to make sure they hold on. Go. And this is the best strategy to use. Come on. You should have a 2-bind on right now. Yeah, he's 2-bind, that's good. Oh, I'm getting hit. So he can bind me too. And the strategy for that is just move out of the way. One more to do it. And then I can fire the Spirit Bomb, most likely. Oh no, one more. I canceled it, oh my god. He has not been kind to me. Luckily, I'm chipping him down this way. So this is a really bad boss fight right now. Normally you want to get him one Spirit Bomb really quickly and then go for it. Alright, let's keep going. That's 3. Should be 4. After the first Spirit Bomb, it's a really easy fight. Also, you should be very happy I did not ask to count the amount of Blahas. We'll be here for a while. Alright, 2 more to do it. Alright, here we go. There we go. There's the first Spirit Bomb, and now I begin the strategy. So now that we dropped a Spirit Bomb on him, what's going to happen is I'm going to hit him with 1 beam. With the 1 beam, getting the 1 bind, I'll be able to get 3 binds consistently using all the tools I got. So the greens push back, the reds bind. There we go. 3. Here we go. Watch. Someone run behind him. Very brave. 1, 2, 3. And then they fire. And then we have a Spirit Bomb. So that's a perfect bind, and it's really easy to hit because of the stuns. It pulls them very far away. We're going to be getting 3 in rapid succession. The run's also going to be ending very soon, so I want to take a brief moment to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it so far. If you like spooky games, they're very fun. I hope you enjoyed this. And the marathon's been very well. We have 1 more of these at the land. I'm going to play it safe. He can actually slash you with the sword, which is hilarious. No escape is good luck. Okay, 1, 2, and here we go. Final Spirit Bomb, and here we are. The run is not actually over when you hit him with all the Spirit Bombs. It ends when you hit a platform, so we still have a brief section after this. Also, to answer the question in chat, the outfit changes because Grandpa took you out of your clothes and put you in the ritual of engagement uniform. For all his cronies cheered him on to rip out your beating heart and eat it. Anyway, Grandpa's dead, but not actually, because it gets worse. He actually just breaks her bow and arrow. We don't have it anymore. I need to get the mother's necklace in order to beat the game, and that is the final action. We're almost done. Alright, and here we are, and that is time. Let's watch the ending and see how we enjoy it. Because the ending of this is downright silly. She just whips out the magic sword.
Give up, Grandfather. I won't allow the ritual to happen.
Never.
Just, you know, that's a final horror boss, not a Saturday morning cartoon.
You know, some days you just have to summon a magic sword to stab a fool.
A magic sword from your dead mother, because that came from the statue that your grandfather broke with your mother. And then she did repairs.
Alyssa! Mom?
And it's a beautiful ending, which has the weirdest drop-off in the world, which you'll see in a moment. Also, the clock tower is breaking, just like the series of the game has broken after the release of this game. Since Clock Tower has not had an official release since 2003, and I've been using Nightcry as a means of continuing the series, which, I mean, it's a game. It's certainly a game. Anyway, while the clock tower is crumbling, I will just like to say thank you all for watching this run. I had a great time presenting Clock Tower 3 to Speedrun Valkyrie's Ragnarok. Speedrun Ragnarok. If you like the stream and the marathon so far, like this run, feel free to give me a follow on Twitch. It's always appreciated. I do a lot of horror games and spooky games. I'll be back on, I think, Thursday night, Friday morning. And make sure you check out the rest of the marathon as well. There's been a lot of cool runs so far. Interesting things. And we also hit that Legend of Zelda incentive very soon, I think. So I just want to say thank you all for watching and enjoy the final notes of Alyssa here. Because now she's in a field.
Yeah. Speaking of Zelda, We got a $15 donation from Conkers with the comment, 3-heart challenge, let's do it. And with that, we're doing it.
There we go. Perfect timing. And now Alyssa will say what we're all thinking for that donation incentive.
Dennis.
Not Dennis, but the next part.
Dennis.
Heh.
We did it.
Mum. We did it. We did it, Mum.
And then it just sort of drops off when they like earn this field. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I don't know when we hop off, but hopefully the next game's also good.
Yeah, speaking of next games and things also being good, coming up next, we have Matt Holmes running Dragon Warrior 2, any percent no RNG manip. So, definitely going into some out of the spookiness and back into kind of a more classic RPG run. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and hanging out during this run. I am Leggy Starscream, but I am also a sleepy Starscream. And so this is the last you're going to hear from me tonight. But I just wanted to say thank you all so much for your donations. Thank you all so much for getting the Link's Awakening incentive met. And I hope you all enjoy Cozy Late Night Dragon Warrior.